Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? I am doing, since I cannot do my show tonight, and I know I had everything kind of sitting here worked out for the show. I'm going to do a quick video because I already have stuff setting out, so I figured I'd do a few little things here to experiment, just to kind of give you guys a little taste of the Bombay, Dr. P.H. Martin's Bombay Indian ink. As most of you know, I have Series 1 and Series 2. This is Series 1. I can't really put it... Yeah, there we go. This is Series 1. And I have Series 2 over here. And it was a very big decision to purchase both. I did purchase the one at a store, and then I purchased the other one online. They are more expensive than I would like to buy them because you can't use a coupon with them, and I like to buy everything with coupon. However, I love just looking at them and caressing them, as most of you know. So, a few things I wanted to do. I wanted to play tonight, and I wanted to make a project. So I'm not going to do that on here, but I thought that since I already had put some of the inks in here to see if they will harden as a acrylic ink or a watercolor would when you put in here as an experiment, because I love to experiment. And all they did was, can you see, they just, I guess I got to turn it that way. They just settled. So I don't believe these will harden as watercolors would. Now maybe another few days, maybe? I don't know. So if anybody has experience with that, let me know. So I figured since I already had these out and sitting in these little tubes that I have that I wanted to make watercolor from, that I would play today for a little bit on the video, just to kind of dip my toe in the water, as they say. So we're gonna experiment with some different things on what to do. I've never used these before, so for me, I don't know. So what I'm going to do first is, this is just regular water paper that I got from the AC Moore or Michaels. I always use coupons. This is a bigger pad, one of the bigger pads, so this is actually a full piece of paper. I don't know the size right offhand. And I, obviously tore it into 4 parts for different things to play around. So I'm going to squirt my watercolor paper here on top and on bottom, just to moisten. And I'm going to leave it sit for a second, and I'm going to lay, well, maybe it'll stay in focus. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to grab, I want to get a bright color, so let me grab this color. I'm going to grab a Liquitex ink. And what I'm going to do is I'm shaking it. Now you can see my watercolor paper is wet because it's bowing. And I'm not a watercolor person. So I did buy these from Mixed Media because once they're dry, like they're permanent, they're not like the Liquitex inks who I don't believe are permanent. They're just acrylic ink in liquid form. And I love these, and I have these in a million colors. But what I'm going to do is I just shook it up. And I'm going to put it in here. And I'm just going to leave that one sit overnight. And I do have, all right, because I laid everything on top because oh, where's my things? Right there. I have my handy dandy thing from Jacqueline, from Jack, my friend. So I'm just going to kind of pat off a bit. You can see my paper is fairly wet because it's bowing, but it's not, like I said, it's just a regular tablet that you can buy. So I'm going to just go in. I'm going to stir these up a little bit because they are settling. Now, maybe they have to settle to harden. I don't know. I've seen people say that they have made these into, you know, dry into watercolor. This has been sitting for probably 28 hours and nothing really has come of it. But it might take longer. I don't know. But I'm just going to do a little drop and look at that. I'm going to move in. That is cool as shit. The way it spiders out. Can you see that? Look how cool. I wish it wasn't bowing as much, but maybe the bowing helps it. So I just have a little bit more here. I'm just going to kind of, then I'll just squirt the rest in there. Now I'm just going to clean it out in my water so I don't really mix. Now, I probably, when I go to use the, I mean, these obviously have the dropper in them, so I don't have so many droppers. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to have all these, but because I'm using the colors I have in here, I want to see. Now, I'm not going to worry about this that's fallen off because it's bowed, because I'm really digging this, and I will just put more paper on that in a minute. You'll see. So I'm going to take a little bit of the blue of the India ink. And you can tell now that the water's kind of drying on my watercolor paper, that we're not getting that same kind of bowing. Put a little bit of water in there and see if that'll help a little bit. Let's see what water does to it in the middle. And I'm just going to rinse. And like I said, I'm not going to worry too much about it running because I'm going to use that for something else. Now, before I go on, I'm going to re-wet my paper a little bit and see about reactivating it. Now, make sure you use this on your, I have my craft mat. Make sure you use them on wax paper, parchment paper, brown paper, something that you're protecting your start, you know, because it's going all over the place, as you can see. I don't care. I'm going to go in. I'm going to stir up my yellow and add a light color in here. Let's see what it does. I'm going to have to squirt that too. Oh, I love the bubble though. What will the bubble do? Just want some drops. It's going to mix and make different colors. I'm not worried about it. So I'm going to clean that out. And I'm going to take my water bottle and just give a squirt. And it's going to mix and make these beautiful colors. And I don't want to squirt it too much, and I don't want it to blend too much, because you can see here it's blending a little bit too much, and it's going to make it kind of look muddy. So I'll just go in with my paper towel. This is going to make an awesome background. You know, so you really don't want to make it too muddy. But look at like when you, on your paper towel, when you lift it up. And that's going to be permanent. So this could be a great background when we're done. Just have one towel that you're using. Now can we blow? All right, and the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little bit of this blue acrylic here. That is the Liquitex blue acrylic. And I'm going to lay it here. And I know this isn't permanent. I'm just going to kind of touch it down. Tap out the rest in my... And it's mixing with the yellow and it's making And I'm going to do a little squirt, little squirt, little squirt. I'm just going to, I don't know if I want to blow dry it, like heat set it, or I'm going to tell you what's going to be awesome is this. This is what's going to be great. You see what we did here? I'll take another piece that you cut, set it on top. Let's see what we got. Just lightly touch it down, lift it up. Oh yeah. And now we have the beginnings of a great background, and you're picking up that extra wetness. By getting that background. Now, of course, you can do this with, the reason I like these and why I did this is because you could do this with your acrylic inks. That would be great. Let's lay you over here. But because these dry permanent, once this dries, I can go over top of it with whatever media I want. I could use watercolor. I can use whatever I want. Now I'm going to try a little bit of alcohol in these darker spots. And look how awesome. So where you have little puddles, you can see it's... You see that big puddle right there, and it just makes it run. And it just gives you a really cool background. And you can see in those, this like right here, where it's like puddled a little bit, I can put a little bit more alcohol and still make it run. It also helped the ink dry faster too. Because alcohol, once it hits it, will help it disperse and dry. Okay. So that's really fun. I'm just going to hit it with the heat gun. And then we're going to go on to our next little experiment. And because this is water paper, it's a little bit more durable than if you use your printer paper. Unless you glue, you know, like we always do in our art journal, you glue 2 or 3 pieces of it together. Or your mixed media paper. You can always use that. Use whatever you have just to play. Now what I want to do is set this aside to dry to see when we come back how permanent it is. Now can you see underneath I got it, it ran. I'm not going to worry about it because I will just lay it on here and press it down. And this is basically dry on top. It's just a little cold, a little damp. And I can smear it. I can do whatever I want just to get that extra off because we're making another background on here. No big deal. So this will dry now. And then this, we all know this trick. You just lay it on and let it soak it up. So nothing goes to waste ever, and you get really cool effects for your background. And again, like I said, what I love is the fact that it's permanent. So we're going to try that out real quick. So I'll lay that over there. I'm going to take my paper towel that I'll be using as a background for, you know, I use them for ATC cards. I use them for everything. And I'm just going to give it a quick wipe. Okay. So, so on here, what we're going to do is we're going to use our Liquitex ink. And I'm going to take a drop. And I'm going to put a couple drops here. And then I'm going to take and that's the Liquitex. And then I'm going to take some of the magenta in here and drop over here a little bit. I'm going to take my bigger paintbrush. I'm not using proper watercolor ones for this just because I'm playing. But I would probably, with these, if I'm going to paint with watercolor, use proper brushes. Now I'm going to let this kind of dry. We're going to just spread this out. This is just watercolor paper, not gessoed, not anything. And I'm painting it on. Now I imagine if it was gessoed, it wouldn't soak in as much, of course. I remembered last night in bed, I was like, oh, I should have prepped with some gesso. So maybe while I'm sitting here, I will take some gesso and prep it. Just to put some of that on there once I get to the other. So we can see how that reacts to both of them. All right, and that's just a little bit of gesso. Okay. Now let's go to this. Now that's been sitting on the watercolor paper there, so it's gonna, this is the India inks. So you could see where I put the dots as they started to dry and soak in here because I didn't get to them quick enough because I went on to the, that's about the same kind of size. All right. Now, I'll dry off my brush so it's clean when I need it again. I'm going to hit this with the heat gun. Just drying it up real quick, just to. These take they dry very fast, especially when they're on just plain paper. All right, now for the test. Let's wet our brush. Let's blot our brush. Let's go into this one first. And I got water. You can see I obviously have a little bit of pink in there from that did not, I guess I need cleaner water. But you see it's not reactivating at all. So that's a good thing. Let's go into our, let's take it down this way so you guys can see with cleaner water. Let's go into this. And this is not reactivating. So, interesting. Now, is it because it's on watercolor paper and it soaks in, or is it because it just is like that? We shall see in a moment. I'm going to take some more magenta and put a dot here, a couple dots there. And then my blue. This is on the gessoed. And we're going to see what happens on the gesso. And it looks beautiful on the gesso. It's so vibrant. These are great. I'm very excited for these. These are really great. But if you can't afford them, that's why I'm trying to show you the Liquitex ones. I use a coupon for them. I buy them one at a time. There's also a brand called F&M, I believe it's called. You can get at Michael's. I believe they're $30 or $40. You can use a coupon, and you can start your acrylic inks. So for me, it's a win-win either way. Okay, so see what the differences are once they're dry. And this is on gesso. Alright, going into our blue. Not hating it. Going into our pink. So, either one, the Liquitex inks or the Doc Martens. Now, the Liquitex ink, you can see, the more you put the water on it, the more it's running. Now, honestly, with mixed media, I don't know if I really hate that because, you know, you're always mixing and all. However, if you're using, like the Frugal Crafter does, for instance, she does a lot of watercolor. Now, I'm wiping this. You see how hard I'm wiping this? You see how hard I'm wiping this? And you can see the difference. That color comes off. It does not come off on this one. Let's see if it comes off on here if I squirt water on it. And that's pretty good. A lot of that has absorbed into the paper because there's no gesso on there. But the Frugal Crafter does a lot of watercolor paintings. I don't. I'm going to try to start, and I want to incorporate that kind of thing in what I do. But, you know, I'm going to use it more for, like I said, my mixed media and type of things like that. However, I suggest if you're going to get these, this is gessoed, and if you have your Liquitex inks, which I think is a great way to start out because I love them, that's great. But no, you could see the color. This is with no gesso on your watercolor. This is with gesso, and when it's on gesso, what that means is we put gesso on our paper so it can't suck it in. You want it to suck into the color holds, if that makes sense. So when you gesso it, when you paint on it or do whatever on it, it sits on top of that gesso. So it's not being sucked into anything. It's pure color. But as you can see, you know, unless you want this type of kind of thing, which it doesn't bother me if I'm doing mixed media, but if I were painting, do you know what I mean? Or something to that effect. But really, I think these are a great cheap alternative. The Liquitex inks, I have tons of them. And this is cerulean blue hue, and it's Liquitex ink, and it's right by the paints, and they're fantastic. So, you know, for that, I think it's great. Now, I want to do something. I'll just turn my paper over. I'm going to go in and mix up. I'm just going to use my paintbrush. I'm mixing up a little bit because it does settle. And I don't know if that's it hardening. Maybe it takes a week. I will leave it sitting here because I got the blue in there too. But what I'm going to do, the Liquitex blue, I'm going to try and see what I can do as far as drawing with these. And a thin not watercolor brush, but a thin brush. I don't like drawing in pen or painting because I cannot erase mistakes, but I guess that's something I'm going to have to get used to with these because I want to use them. So I'm just kind of using them as my tool. The colors on these are amazing. And really the finer, you know, I am going to go buy me a decent set of watercolor. I went down too far on that. Watercolor brushes to use with these. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. Let's face it. I'm just playing and trying these. And I have so many ideas in my head. And like I said, I'm going to do a show with these. But for now, we're just playing. Let's get some green on here we haven't had yet. Make her eyes green. Now, Elaine is awesome with these. She really does beautiful portraits. And I've not done, like I said, this isn't the way I do things. So for me, it's kind of backwards, but I will be definitely practicing with these in different ways and using them in many, many different ways. So I like how that blue went up in that green a little bit to darken it, but over here it wasn't as wet, so we're not going to get that same effect. Now, I wonder if, let me see if I can do this, if I can take away, now I'm really going to have to pay attention to watercolor videos because I'm just not, I play with it in mixed media and it's a completely different, I don't think that job should be there. It's a completely different, turn on that mistake into a what's it called? Shadow. It's a completely different animal than what I'm used to, I have to say. So I'm just pulling some of this back up because it's quite wet. And I don't know if this is how I'm supposed to pull it back up or not, but that's how I'm doing it. I'll just leave that sit there. I'm just wiping it on my paper towel right now. Oh yeah, that sucked up good there. Suck it, baby. Okay. But in future, I will have a piece of paper sitting here that I will use as mixed media because this stuff is really fantastic. I'm really happy with it. And all the colors are fantastic. Like the colors that come, there goes my rest of my paper. It's that kind of day. All right, let's use some yellow to kind of do a little nose. And again, I'm just playing. I'm not doing anything. It's kind of my 29 days mixes Doc Martens India inks, if that makes sense. Since I'm probably going to be in bed all day. I'm just going to dip the tip into there and run this. This is going to make this green because blue and yellow make green, Cal. And I promise at my next show I will do the project that I was going to do tonight. I'm not going to do it on the video because I want to do it at night. And be able to be in that mind frame. Speaking of tonight, which is my normal night for my live show, I will not be there. I will not be doing it. Not feeling well at all. And lovely Annie came to my rescue when I told her about me canceling. And so she's going to be live tonight. And I posted her link. We all know Corner of the Bedroom Studios. I'll put it below. It'll be 9 p.m. Eastern. And she's going to be doing some fun things there. Everybody keeps asking me if I'm going to be there. I don't think so. I don't know. As of right now, when I'm done here, I'm going to pull my hair up and go take a shower. I washed my hair last night, and I know that sounds gross, but and I'm going into the bed with my meds and my heating pad and my heating blanket and my puppy, my dog. My dog is so, but I have these sitting here, and I'm going to give them another night to dry. And Elaine, let me know, how long do I let these dry for? Am I, is like a day and some hours good, or am I not, was it not correct? Should it be longer? Elaine is my go-to girl. I love Elaine Darlington Brown. But she's my little muse when it comes to these, honestly. And when I see her drawings that she's posting for 29 Faces and All Things Creative, I about fall down and die. And I think, and she's had them for how long and not used them? That's a shame. because she should really sell them. She does the most darling, delicious, beautiful drawings. I'll also put the link for All Things Creative below. If you go to join today, because you have to ask to join, because I have to let you in, and I don't let you in today, please do not take, those are some big ass lips. Please don't be upset or think that I'm ignoring you or not letting you in. It just means that I'm ill and I'm not on my computer to let you in. I can't, I have something on my phone, my iPhone, that won't let me put in people in the group off my phone for some reason. I don't understand it. It must be something on my end. But so please don't take offense and think, oh no, she's not letting me in. It's just the fact of that I am just not at my computer. So I will probably, if I don't get back on my computer today, I'll let you in tomorrow. So it might just take a day or so. But if I leave it open to, or I could put, if I leave it open to just everybody who wants to join, it gets hard because then there's some people I don't want to join. No, I just like to know who's going in, and that's just the control I like to have over it. We've had such a great group. We've had so many people coming in from my YouTube, and it's just, you know, I've been in groups where people just join, and I've ran groups like that, and it's just not, we like to know who we have in there. All right, so this is kind of drawing quick on me. So my question is, I want the lower lip to be a bit lighter than the top. Do I take away with my brush? That I don't know. Do you like pull water away to like give it? Well, that kind of looks like okay. I mean, I've never done this before, so I guess. Oh, okay. This is not my best face ever, but it's my 29 faces, and she said, do stuff that you don't normally do. Well, you got it, sister. I'm going to take a little of my purple. I'm just using the colors I have here by me. I'm going to make those the pupils, because that'll be dark on that green. But yeah, I was so thrilled. Annie's going to do a great art journal cover. I believe art journal cover, if I recall correctly. All right, I'm not hating. I'm going to do a little flicky. What kind of eyelashes are that, Cal? Okay, I need some more. I need to learn more control with the brush. Manga and watercoloring is what I'm going to be practicing. I don't exactly know what that is, but okay. It's going to stay there. And I'm going to go around with my purple. And do the face. Good God in heaven. I should have poured some white out. I can just sell it a little bit. Maybe I'll do that. I'm like, it's going to be a short video. It's not a big deal. And then I get in here and you know what I'm like. Gonna do the neck. This is for 29 faces. She said, go out of your comfort zone. And I am so far out of my comfort zone that I'm going to do some lines here. Oh, I like this roll. Oh, I like this very thin brush for like the lines in the eyebrows. Even though I did that green, can you see the lines? Oh, it's fancy. When I do my regular faces and not my 29 faces, I think I need to learn like like a whole new world's opening up to me with these brushes that my daughter had that I took from her because she wasn't using them anymore. Well, she gave to me, but they were mine. I mean, I bought them for her. So technically hers, but she's into doing other kind of art right now. So I bring this down. A little shadow here. A little shadow here. I want you guys to, well, I'll talk about all this in a second here. I haven't even went and re-inked my brush with that purple, and it just keeps going like the Energizer Bunny. Excuse me, that coffee. My husband makes the best coffee, but my stomach's like, bitch, you know you can't be drinking coffee, but I do, just in the morning 1 cup. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. I like that it like just continues. Give it some shadow here. I will say holding these smaller brushes kills my hands, but I'm getting all these ideas in a brand new world here for me. Brand new world. Brand new world. I don't even feel like singing them. Okay. I'm not hating on it. But I will tell you this. We shall open the gesso one more time. Shake the gesso. Oh, shit. Okay. Is this gesso? I think this is gesso. Is it molding paper? I have no idea what the hell it is. But we're going to use it. And I'm just going to dip a little bit on the tip. Cover these eyelashes because that's just a damn shame in life. Oh, God, it's going to take more than that to cover those. So one thing about watercolors, when you make a mistake, you can go over them. These kind of dry and I'm kind of stuck, but it's okay. Because I'm just playing. But I am going to, like I said in my next show, do a mixed media piece. This I'm just kind of jealous of Elaine's drawings. I'm like, I want to do that too. Alright, okay. The eyelashes I'm not digging. I mean these, whatever I was trying to do wasn't working. Clean this up a little bit. Not too bad. Like I said, those things on the eyes, I'm not really. What the heck was I trying to do there? I was trying to be fancy. I was getting really cocky. And then what happens when you get cocky? You get knocked down. Oh my God. All over my pajama pants. You get knocked down. Alright. I'm just going to let it dry for a minute. I can cover a lot of that eyelash stuff up with hair. So let's see, what color hair shall we do? Let's do. I'm gonna open up another color, a bright red. It's Bombay Bright Red India ink, and I'm shaking it, and it's bright. Look at that. Let's see what we can do. I'm just going to use the dropper because I feel fancy. Oh God, she got a big dot on her head. Oh, should have used the paintbrush. But I can pull from there. Fancy, being fancy. Get you here. I will give you a tip, as I always do. Make sure your hair goes around your neck. It's always darker back there if you're doing shading. Oh my god, what I could do some creepy ass faces with this stuff. This is really making me excited. It's not making me feel any better, but it's making me excited for when I do feel better. I don't exactly know what the dot is in the middle of her head right here. It's not exactly what I wanted. Let me try to scrape that out into like bangs. God, how does Elaine do it and make it look so beautiful? And I didn't gesso this. I do want, I'm going to suck, can I suck some of this up? Suck up. Suck up. I need some right here. On her face, because I got to cover that horrible eyelash mistake. I know, she has dark eyebrows and orange hair. I get it. Red hair, whatever. Colorblind. Okay. So I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I enjoy that. I like that freedom. I can see me loving this with mixed media. Now, not liking that. So I wonder if I put a damp cloth, paper towel, or just to kind of get most of that up. Well, that's a cool tie-dye look there, though. Or if I take the back of my brush and kind of, nope, and then I just stuck my hand in it. Oh my god, I need to get off here. The hell is she doing? Nobody knows. All right, it's drying and we're just not going to blend right now. All right, that's where you go where you see it's still wet and you kind of pick up, and I like that kind of. Okay. All right, I like that sketchy kind of look. All right, okay. I'm going to just put this on. This is my piece that I was doing like extra. Look how fun. Right over it. Oh my god, the fun I'm going to have with all of my inks. The Liquitex and these. Funness. Okay, anywhere else needs sucked up? I must investigate these a bit more though. But like I said, I've learned a lot watching Elaine, even though she won't give me her tricks and tips because she's too fancy for that. I've just been watching her do what she's been doing, and I've been so jealous because we were supposed to do it together. She did it before me. Okay, I'm just going to take the thin brush with just a little bit, and I'm going to go over where the eyes were, over the gesso, like where I kind of went over my eye line. God, this has turned into an hour show itself. Christ. Alright. Because once I get started, I can't stop. It's obsession. Alright, now I'm just going to fix it. I'm not going to be much longer. Okay. Then I'll fix her green. And we'll call it a day here for now. It's a little watery because of my water on my brush, but I'm not going to worry about it. We're just playing. I'm liking it though. I can see where shadowing can be definitely something that can be achieved by mixing colors and really playing. But Elaine was right. You just kind of got to go for it. You can't, like, wait for it to. It's bleeding. It makes kind of a brown. That's pretty cool. Should have used a bigger brush. But well, first time using them, not bad. Never having them before, and being scared to death for 3 months to open them up because I'm not used to the. I'm an acrylic girl. There's some more green in there. Will that mute it out? That's what I want to play with is the colors, or see if there's somewhere where it has colors, like what to mix to get like more of a skin tone on here. I would assume that we would mix. I'm just gonna dab it up so it just has the shadows. Okay. Well, here is my my 29 faces face for the day, made out of my first ever opened up jar of India inks. She has a neck that's painted and a face that's not. We're just not going to discuss that. This was my first time ever. The only thing I really, really like are the eyebrows. So I'm digging out with a small brush. This is a background piece that I made with the extras. So I can then go ahead and cut for ATCs. And we'll lay her over here. And this is the piece that I did with the alcohol inks. And I want to spray water on it to see if, now that it's dry, to see if it's going to do anything. So I'm saturating the paper. I'm going to take my paper towels. I'm going to roll, pushing down hard. That way it dries it too. And nothing but what was on my mat came off. Perfectly dry. So this I'm thrilled about. This I'm absolutely thrilled about. And also the Liquitex blue that I did put down didn't come up either. So that's another thing. So I don't exactly know what I showed you today. I was doing my 29 faces. I was doing it with the India inks that I bought that I have been scared to death. They've been staring at me and calling me and taunting me. And I broke down today because I wanted to do my show tonight on them, and I'm just not going to be able to do it. Like I said, Annie's going to be doing it. I'm going to put her link below for her channel. She'll be announcing it also. So that'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern, I believe. She's doing it at 9 p.m. Eastern. She does a lot of fun, fantastic things. So I'm very excited that she decided to do that for me and help me out, because that makes me feel a lot better. And I am going to continue to let these sit a little bit longer. I need a little bit more yellow in there. But, and see, maybe I need them a couple days to sit. I don't know. And I also have the light blue Liquitex ink in there to see what that does. God, can't you open? I guess not. Get my husband to open that one. That one's hard. I don't know why it's not opening for me. But it's just choosing not to, so oh well. Oh well on you. Now they have this really cool brown color, and I think they have, oh Christ. Do I have sepia? I believe I have sepia somewhere. Yeah. So I have the brown. I have brown and I have sepia, which I'm going to try in another video or on a show to try to draw with the sepia and all that, because I love to draw with the light, you know, the light browns and that kind of thing to see. Oh my gosh, I keep sticking my hand in her hairs. But that's my 29 days, girl. That's some lips on her. I don't know what I was doing there. Okay. Lynn P., you left me a question, but I can't respond to it. I don't know if it's because we're not Google friends or that your settings, sometimes you have to change your settings so people can respond to your comments. You had asked about the clay, and what happens is when you roll out your white clay, you will then put your paper on it and bake it. You'll burnish it on, and then you'll bake it according to the clay directions. And then when it comes out of the oven, you take the paper off, and then it's transferred on. Then you can seal it, you can leave it alone, you can do whatever, but then it's baked in the clay. So that's a really awesome piece to try as far as clay goes. So if you have any more questions, just let me know. Like I said, I couldn't respond to your comment because of it not letting me. So, you know, Google's been changing all kinds of things, and some people I just can't comment back on. Again, as far as tonight, Annie's going to be live, and she'll be posting her link, and I'll put her link below. Also, you can join us over at All Things Creative, where it's banging over there. People are posting their art, and you ask questions, and it's just a really great, nurturing place to be. And for, you know, your art and all that kind of thing. This is my 29 faces for the day, and I probably won't be seeing you guys again today, so I hope you all have a blessed day, and remember to be kind to each other, because you never know what battle somebody else is fighting, and I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.